Hello and welcome to the Trades and Tutorials video. This is Jeff Bish, president of MarketGauge.com. And in this video, we're going to take a look at why you should really have yourself focused on what the TLTs are doing and potentially about to do. So before I get started on that, I just want to make sure if you're just finding us on YouTube that you like our channel. And also please be aware you can find more videos like this at marketgauge.com/tutorials. And you can also find even more information if you're on Twitter by following us at MarketGauge and at Market Minute. And finally, if you're not already watching this video in HD, please change the setting in the lower right hand corner. It'll be a lot clearer. I think you'll like it a lot better. All right, so let's get started. My goal with these videos is to highlight when there's potentially a trade opportunity or a market shifting event happening. And in this case, it could be both. And the reason I say that is because if we take a look at the TLTs, right, this is essentially the long end of the bond curve, and we look at the compression. All right, so let me just change my pen color. That would help. And we look at the compression in the TLTs. So for the last roughly 2 weeks, TLTs have gone nowhere. Now, the TLT will consolidate for 2 weeks every once in a while, but not necessarily to this extent. And it's sitting on the blue line here, which is the 50-day moving average. And really, it's not just that it's sitting on the 50-day moving average, but that it also, if you look at this from a bigger picture, and I'm going to look at the weekly in a second, you'll see that the compression is actually a compression within an even longer period of compression. So I've got this trend line coming down from here, which the markets broke out of, and then kind of failed, but then has not followed through on the downside. It hasn't really broken down. Now, with the Fed with the Fed having a meeting in the beginning of June, this becomes even more significant. So while the markets may be projecting, at least from the media's point of view, that they've already digested the idea of higher rates, the market action here is such that any bit of unexpected news is likely to lead to a big move, either to the upside, all right, even if the Fed raises rates, even to the upside, which would suggest lower rates by the market, and certainly also to the downside. And the reason that I say that is because it's really important to keep your eye on weekly charts. So let's take a look at the weekly picture of TLT, and to me this is where it really gets more interesting. So this is the same area that we were just looking at, except on a weekly basis. Now if you look at this on a weekly basis and not only look at the compression for several weeks up here, but also focus on where this compression is. All right up near a level that was significant in 2012, was significant at the end of 2014, beginning of 2015, and then again has been significant in 2016. So that leaves us in a position of the potential for a big breakout to the upside, which I know for some people might seem a little hard to believe, but certainly markets have surprised us before. So the breakout to the upside would be through these levels. My pen is not working very well. The breakout to the downside would be through these levels. And a breakout to the downside would suggest, well, not just suggest, it means rates are going higher. If we do break to the downside, this 200-week moving average would be a good, I wouldn't say initial target, but longer-term target, and that is a very significant drop for the bonds. All right, so the moral of the story here is that TLTs are extremely compressed. The Fed is going to come out with its decision as to whether or not they're going to raise or hold steady. in the next couple weeks, and this market is poised like a spring for a big move. So don't ignore it. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.